Philadelphia Eagles versus San Francisco 49ers, instant reaction. So here's the deal. I think if you're a casual NFL fan, you're watching this Sunday night game. That was a pretty it was a pretty rough game to watch. It was a game of injured teams. Really, the entire Philadelphia Eagles wide receiving core has been injured for about 2 years now. San Francisco's been dealing with a ton of injuries on their side. At least we got an exciting finish. It's always nice to see a kind of a jump ball at the end of the game, an onside kick situation, although that was one of the worst onside kicks that I've ever seen executed. My goodness, he kicked it right to the guy. No jump, no skip, whatever. It just rolled right into the guy's lap. That was bad. But San Francisco, look, here's the deal. Mullens sucked. He was awful. I've seen him play before. As far as backups go, I like him just fine as a backup, but he was awful. 18 to 26, which is okay. 200 yards, not that great. A touchdown, two interceptions, and they were bad interceptions. And he was missing guys from like the first series. I think he had Usyk. He had one of his backs going up the sideline with nobody in front of him. He had the yips early. I credit Philadelphia because I think the defensive line played well and it kind of spooked him. And certainly it was the best defense he's played. Philadelphia is a better team than the Giants, better team than the Jets. And I think they did a fantastic job. Philadelphia, meanwhile, one of their strengths is stopping the run, and they did a really good job, as good of a job as anybody's done against San Francisco in quite some time. Jerick McKinnon, 14 carries, 54 yards, did get in the end zone at the end there. Did he lower his head? Did he forcibly make contact with the helmet? He did, but you very rarely see that call, especially in a situation like that. Brandon Ayuk got in the end zone with, oh my gosh, did you see that freaking jump of his? That was insane. That hurdle, that was awesome. We're going to see that on highlights for a long time to come. By the way, fantasy football players, I would pick Ayuk up. I've been waiting for Deebo Samuel to come back. It's nice to see him on the field again. 3 catches, 35 yards for Deebo. Ayuk ended up with not a crazy impact in the passing game. 2 catches, 18 yards, but also got that one pretty electric carry on the side. Deebo had a carry. George Kittle, 1 carry as well for himself. Jeff Wilson, 3 carries, 6 yards. I mean, the primary running backs, Jeff Wilson and Jerick McKinnon there, 17 carries, 60 yards, and 1 touchdown. Just not going to get it done. If you can hold the San Francisco to those kinds of numbers, then you're in a good position. I thought that it was odd, given what Mullens was doing and where he was missing guys. I thought it was odd that San Francisco just didn't try to commit to the run more. That's easy to say now with Philadelphia, just being talented at stopping the run. But, that game was close for a long time. It really didn't get out of hand until that pick six, that awful pick six by Mullens. Once Bernard came in there, 14 and 19, 138 yards, led a touchdown drive, had that throw at the end of the game kind of bouncing around the area, which is good. By the way, George Kittle, 15 catches, 183 yards, and a touchdown. Hey, Philadelphia, you might want to cover that guy. If you don't know how to cover tight ends, just watch the game film and look at what every defense is doing to you right now, because tight ends is basically all you have at the moment. Philadelphia, meanwhile, Carson Wentz doesn't look good. The one thing that was working for them was the screen pass in the first kind of half there, but they went away from that a little bit, and I thought that was odd. Miles Sanders never got going, 13 carries, 46 yards. Carson Wentz had a touchdown run, 7 carries, 37 yards. Boston Scott, 2 carries for 1 yard. Nothing doing in the running game, but you would expect that playing against a team like San Francisco. Boston Scott, not a figure in the passing game at all. Miles Sanders adds 2 catches for 30 yards. There's really nothing going for Philadelphia except for that one deep touchdown in the fourth quarter, right before the pick six, I believe. 2 receptions for 57 yards for Travis Fulgham. Anybody have him starting in your daily fantasy lineups? Travis Fulgham. Greg Ward, 4 catches, 38 yards. So just not very good at all. Zach Ertz gives you 4 catches, 9 yards. Again, you want to know how to stop a tight end? Just watch what defenses are doing to Philadelphia, because they're just covering tight ends. Frankly, this is a game that was out there for San Francisco to win. Mullens lost it for them. Philadelphia, now they are the NFC East leaders. Can you believe that? At 1-2-1, the tie last week against Cincinnati gives them the tiebreaker over the likes of the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. So 1-2-1 gets it done, baby. Eagles are number 1. They were my preseason division favorites, although I got to say Dallas to me is playing a little bit better. Philadelphia's, if it's a good offense versus a good defense, I usually take the good offense. And Dallas is scoring points whenever they want to score points at this point. I got to think that at some point Dallas's defense will be able to stop somebody. But it'll be interesting when these two teams play because it's really, at this point, opposites. Though keep in mind, when Alshon Jeffrey comes back, when DeSean Jackson comes back, they're going to be a lot better of a team. They just have no weapons to throw to, and Carson Wentz is off. San Francisco, I mean, they make a lot of quarterbacks look off, but he's been off for a couple games. I've been watching all season. It's just not looking right. But hey, a win's a win. Philadelphia is in first place. San Francisco, that game was out there for them. But, you can't play the New York Jets every week. Unfortunately, Philadelphia is just better than that. Mullens, if he took care of the football, didn't throw that awful pick six, they probably would have come away with that game there. C.J. Beathard looks better, although I think we'll see Garoppolo sooner rather than later. We'll be doing more reactions, more fantasy football, a ton of fantasy football content's coming out, so make sure to watch that. Like, comment, subscribe. Philadelphia fans, what do you think the season total is going to be, wins, losses, and everything? How do you think the season's going to fare? San Francisco, what do you think? Obviously, you want to get Garoppolo back. Obviously, you want to get Mostert back. That's going to make a difference. But how do you feel about the season so far, given the strength of the NFC West? Let me know. Comment below, and we'll catch you on another video soon. Thank you.